Today, we're embarking on something truly unique and, I'd argue, absolutely essential. We're not just looking at words. We're taking a collection of real-life conversations, the kind you hear and have every single day. We're going to pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge and insight you need to really get spoken English.
Yeah.
Way beyond just vocab lists.
That's exactly right. This isn't about rote memorization. Our mission here with this deep dive is to peel back the layers.
Yeah.
Explore those unspoken rules, the subtle cultural things, and, the practical ways these conversations actually work in all sorts of situations.
Right.
It's kind of a shortcut, really, to feeling genuinely well-informed and while handling these scenarios with confidence.
I love that idea of a shortcut. It's amazing, isn't it? How much rich information is packed into what seem like really simple, everyday exchanges. So, as we dive in, what stands out to you about just how much more there is to find in these interactions once we, really start unpacking them? The art of the transaction, decoding shopping experiences. Okay, let's jump straight into the world of commerce, because shopping, I think, is just a brilliant place to see English in action.
Oh, definitely.
Especially with all its kind of informal charm. Think about a flea market, for instance. Our sources have these conversations just packed with unique phrases.
Yeah.
Like someone might say, a camera shoots like a dream.
And that's a fantastic example, isn't it? How English speakers use this vivid, almost poetic image just to say something works really well.
Right. Smoothly.
Exactly. It's less about the literal shooting and more about that feeling of smooth, effortless operation. Or, if you're trying to get a deal, you might hear or even say yourself, knock a few bucks off.
Yeah, classic.
Which immediately tells you something about the vibe, right? That informal, transactional feel of a flea market.
Yeah.
Negotiations often expected.
And the whole shebang.
Ah, yes. That just means everything included. Often with a playful, sort of all-encompassing tone, like, I'll take the whole shebang.
And payments. Our sources cover everything from cash or Venmo.
Right. Venmo, that app for quick digital payments.
Yeah, for anyone not familiar. And even how you exchange details, like saying your Venmo handle is @JackVintageStuff.
It really shows how modern payment methods have brought in their own little linguistic shortcuts, all about speed and convenience.
Okay, so moving over to, say, a farmer's market.
Right. Different vibe again.
You quickly pick up specific produce terms, like kale.
Yeah, that starty, leafy green. But what's more important, I think, is how it's often discussed practically.
Also.
Like, saute it with garlic or put it in soup. It shows food isn't just about name, it's about what you do with it. It's immediate use in life.
That makes sense. And the practicalities of paying by weight. Our sources give a clear example, like €12 for 300 grams. It emphasizes that precision, that transparency.
And, of course, the free sample.
Oh, always a plus.
Definitely. It's a common and, let's be honest, welcome part of the experience. Encourages you to try things, engage a bit.
Then there's the grocery store, which brings in even more specific food terms.
Like semi-skimmed milk?
Exactly. And the insight here isn't just the definition, is it?
No, not at all. It's recognizing how prefixes like semi can instantly give you a clue
Right.
about the meaning of other words you might not know, like semicircle or semifinal. It's like a key to unlocking new vocabulary on the fly.
And cultural differences pop up immediately.
Big time.
Our sources point out that in the UK, you might pay, 10p for a shopping bag?
Yeah, to reduce plastic waste, that's a huge cultural value about sustainability showing up in a tiny everyday transaction.
Which is often a real contrast to places where bags are just free, right?
Absolutely. And payments keep evolving too. You tap your card or phone.
Like with Apple Pay.
Apple's contactless payment service. Hold it close to the screen. Though, as our sources also mention,
It doesn't always work.
Exactly. Sometimes contactless fails, so knowing your backup plan is key.
So what's really fascinating when you pull this all together is how these different shopping scenarios teach you not just words, but the whole dynamic.
The give and take of commerce.
Right. And the unspoken cultural expectations, the practical problem solving.
Yeah.
You're learning the interaction, not just the terms in isolation.
Precisely. It's the whole package. 2, dining out. Mastering the culinary conversation.
Okay, from the hustle and bustle of shopping, let's head straight to the dining table.
Good transition.
Because mastering culinary conversations is absolutely key, isn't it, for a smooth experience?
Oh, definitely.
Take a French cafe, you quickly learn to tell apart things like espresso, cafe au lait, and cappuccino.
And our sources helpfully define cafe au lait coffee with hot milk. Crucially, not frothy like a cappuccino.
Right. That small distinction matters. It highlights how precise language helps you get exactly what you're picturing.
And then you have the delicious sweet things, croissant, pain au chocolat, and macaron. And a key bit of payment etiquette that often catches people out, especially if they're used to North American customs.
What's that?
You often pay after, at the counter, not directly at the table.
Right. It's a small detail, but it tells you a lot about the rhythm of that specific dining experience.
Exactly. Now, making a reservation, say at an Italian restaurant, that involves a whole other set of conversational steps.
Okay.
Our sources show how you outline the process. You specify the number of people, maybe 4, the time you want, perhaps 7 p.m., and seating preferences indoor or outdoor, and maybe even mentioning practical things like needing heaters for comfort outside.
And then the confirmation part is crucial.
Absolutely vital. Giving a name for the reservation, like Tom Becker, and then, importantly, having the restaurant staff recap all the specifics back to you.
To make sure everyone's on the same page.
Precisely. It highlights that need for clear back-and-forth communication, setting expectations, avoiding mix-ups.
Okay, let's picture a rooftop diner. You might need to clarify menu choices, like the difference between waffles.
Which are usually crispier, right? With that grid pattern.
Yeah. And pancakes, which are typically soft and fluffy.
It's a great example of how just slightly different words signal very different expectations for a dish, beyond just the basic ingredients.
And here's a fantastic offer you definitely want to understand. Bottomless coffee.
The dream. Unlimited refills for one price.
Love that.
But that phrase, bottomless coffee, it tells you more than just unlimited refills, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, it speaks to a particular cultural expectation. Often found in North America, this idea of generosity, of hospitality in certain kinds of diners or restaurants.
Interesting.
So when we connect all this back to the bigger picture, understanding these conversational flows really empowers you.
For smoother dining experiences.
Exactly. From ordering exactly what you want to making plans ahead of time, navigating those unique menu terms. It's about more than just the food itself.
It's fluent social interaction.
You got it. 3, professional and academic English. From interviews to study sessions.
All right, let's shift gears a bit. Professional and academic settings.
Okay. Different context, different rules sometimes.
Yeah, English takes on new forms here, demands a different kind of precision.
Definitely.
In a job interview, that key opening question is almost always, can you tell me about yourself?
The classic opener.
Our sources show how you might structure a response, studies, intern experience, that kind of thing. But the real insight, I think,
Go on.
is that it's your chance to weave a story, not just list facts, to show who you are.
Absolutely. It's your narrative moment. And it's also essential to show you connect with their values.
How would you do that?
You might say something like, I really admire your company's values, especially your focus on teamwork and growth.
So it's not just a compliment.
No, it's aligning your personal brand, your own values, with their culture.
Yeah.
And for handling stress, a common question. Strategies like staying organized, breaking big tasks down into smaller ones, and, importantly, not being afraid to ask for help.
Right, showing you're proactive and collaborative.
Exactly. Then, on your first day at work, our sources help demystify orientation.
Okay, what does that usually involve?
Well, typically an office tour, meeting the team, getting briefed on company culture and policies, finding out where the kitchen and restrooms are, the basic.
The lay of the land.
Pretty much. It's designed to help you settle in, understand the social and professional environment.
And throughout all this, a key message seems to be,
Ask for help. Don't hesitate to ask. That comes up again and again.
and it applies in academic settings too, right? Not just work.
Oh, absolutely. It highlights the value placed on curiosity, on integrating yourself, whether it's a new job or a new course.
Speaking of academics, tackling homework and exams often brings up common struggles.
Like just having too much work to do. We've all been there.
Definitely.
Mm.
Our sources show some practical ways to deal with that. Asking for an extension, maybe?
Yep, that's one option. Or working in pairs, or even forming a study group.
The whole more brains, better chances idea.
Exactly. It frames these challenges as something you can tackle collaboratively. Active problem solving.
Which seems embedded in these conversations.
Yeah, often presented as just common sense solutions. And when it comes to actually practicing English itself, our sources suggest different methods. Movies, books, but crucially, speaking practice.
The active part.
Right, that active engagement that really brings it all together.
And they even suggest a structured way to do it, like meeting twice a week.
Yeah, maybe setting specific days like Tuesdays and Thursdays and picking different topics to discuss, travel experiences, hobbies, whatever.
You can even pick up little phrases from other languages along the way, like the example buona idea for good idea.
Showing how language learning itself can become this shared bonding experience.
So when you look at all this professional and academic stuff,
Yeah.
what does it mean for you, the listener?
Well, it highlights those practical phrases, those strategic ways of communicating that are just crucial for navigating the professional world.
And doing well in your studies.
Exactly. And proactively getting better at the language itself. It's all about being effective and feeling confident in those more formal settings. 4, the social fabric, navigating everyday interactions and emotions.
Yeah. Okay, moving beyond the formal stuff, English really comes alive in the social fabric of everyday life, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Adapting to every little nuance of human interaction.
The weather, for example.
Uh-huh.
A classic conversation starter.
Always reliable.
Common expressions like, it's raining right now.
Yeah.
But it often leads to more, right? Lighthearted responses if plans get disrupted.
Yeah, like maybe it's a sign you should relax today.
Or the slightly funnier, guess you'll have to buy a treadmill.
Right. And the conversation can easily flow into practical contingency planning.
Like what?
Suggesting a board game if you're stuck inside. Or making sure you have candles and flashlights ready for power outages.
It shows how quickly a simple observation can turn into practical problem solving, even in a casual chat.
Exactly. Then there's fashion and function.
Oh, yeah.
Our sources talk about practical clothing advice, maybe for hiking, understanding if a jacket is a little too thick versus being breathable.
Right, practical stuff.
And avoiding colors that are too bright so you don't end up being a walking beacon.
I love that phrase, a walking beacon. It's so vivid, almost playful, about standing out too much.
Isn't it? Now, this is where it gets really interesting, I think. Personal updates and new adventures.
Okay.
Our sources show how someone announcing a life change, maybe saying I'm single now, can immediately spark new plans. Like, okay, let's plan that trip to Italy together.
Wow, yeah. It highlights how language reflects and even shapes our personal stories, our emotional shifts.
And how people find the perks in new situations. Like the Italy trip example, joking about, more gelato for us?
It shows that optimism, that humor, transforming things.
Definitely. And it really brings home how shared experiences, like maybe learning a few Italian phrases together, can strengthen friendships and open new doors.
So true. Then there are party dynamics.
Always a rich source of conversation.
Describing a big event as the biggest party I've ever been to. Or noting the challenges like, I can barely hear you over the music.
We've all shouted that one. And you pick up unique observations too, like noticing a blue cake.
That tastes like blueberries.
Right. Or the whole social ritual of taking selfies for Instagram before hitting the dance floor.
These little details create this shared sensory experience, even just talking about it later.
Absolutely. And English also adapts beautifully for expressing concern, offering help.
How so?
Asking about worries, like, are you worried about it? Maybe about a math test. Or offering solutions. Maybe we can study together.
That's supportive.
Or someone says, I'm not feeling very well. Maybe they have a headache. You offer support. Can I get you some water or anything? And maybe some gentle advice? You should consider going home to rest. Health comes first.
That shows real empathy, doesn't it? Active listening in action.
It really highlights how much comfort you can give with just simple, well-chosen words, prioritizing someone else's well-being.
And our sources also show how to handle those awkward moments, unexpected interruptions, rescheduling.
Yeah, navigating those gracefully. Politely excusing yourself. I'm afraid I have to go. Maybe giving a quick reason like, my sister just locked herself out.
And how to ask to reschedule.
Yeah.
Could you reschedule our meeting? Offering flexibility, right? Do you have a new date in mind? Confirming it's the same agenda.
Exactly. Or communicating delays. Sorry, I'm running a bit late. Giving a reason like a train delay, providing an estimated arrival time, and appreciating their flexibility.
It all shows that important respect for other people's time and plans.
Totally. And finally, observational humor.
Oh, yes. Mr. Smith.
Right. The teacher who thinks he's the best could win a singing contest, but apparently sounds like a frog.
And is funny without even trying.
These lighthearted observations, they reveal character, add humor. They show that playful, descriptive side of English, often through, relatable exaggeration.
So pulling this all together for the listener, what does this section mean for you?
Well, it shows just how adaptable English is. It bends and shapes itself for every social situation,
Expressing care.
handling inconveniences gracefully,
Sharing really personal news.
and even finding humor in just watching the world go by. It's about the full, messy, unpredictable spectrum of human interaction. V, the deeper meaning of daily dialogue.
So when you stand back and look at all these examples, what's the big takeaway?
What's truly fascinating here, I think, is how these seemingly simple, totally commonplace conversations,
Yeah.
they're actually intricate little lessons.
Lessons in what?
In cultural context, in emotional intelligence, and practical problem solving. Each exchange, no matter how small, builds a richer, more nuanced understanding of how people actually interact. It really demonstrates that language isn't just about sticking labels on things, it's about reading between the lines of human connection.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now?
It means that by really paying attention to the details in these everyday exchanges, you get equipped with so much more than just a vocabulary list.
You get confidence.
You get the confidence to navigate the unpredictable, very human elements of real-world communication. You're not just learning a language, you're learning how to live in it.
How to decipher its hidden social contract.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. Outro.
And there you have it. You've just gotten that shortcut we talked about. A shortcut to being truly well-informed about how English is actually used.
Yeah, way beyond the textbook.
This deep dive into the everyday has hopefully shown just how much insight lies hidden in plain sight, really just waiting for you to notice it.
Which really raises an important question, doesn't it? Considering how much information and nuance is packed into these brief everyday interactions, what other seemingly mundane conversations might hold surprising depths? Insights into a language, into a culture, if we just truly stop to unpack them.
How much more could you uncover by simply listening more closely to the world around you?
Becoming a true linguistic detective in your own life, it's
Yep.
something to think about.